Hello dear friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we will study some openings, some lines, and under one of my videos I received this comment. Can you make a video on Italian, English and Caro-Kann opening and strategy? Okay, let's go. E4, E5, Knight F3. I would like to also say a few words about this knight c3, knight f6, bishop c4. We are taking knight e4. If knight takes c4, d5 is coming. Bishop takes f7, king takes f7. Queen h5, knight d6, bishop b3. And here we aren't playing knight c6 because of knight b5. We go bishop e7, queen takes e5, short castle, knight f3. And here, in this position, we go knight c6 because yesterday in Fujairah uh, open tournament, very strong open tournament in United Arab Emirates. Gleb Dudin against Sanan Sugirov played c6 with the idea to go knight d8 and then d75, but Sanan Sugirov, of course, knew. He played d4 and after knight d8, d5, stopping d7, d5, and already white is having much better position. So my recommendation is to play knight c6, queen f4. We are chasing the bishop on b3, and we are going knight a5. Short castle knight takes b3, a takes b, rook e8. The main point behind rook e8 move is whenever white is going knight d5, we retreat our bishop to f8. Yes. d3, bishop f8, bishop d2, b6 with the ideas to go bishop b7. And here in this position, very recently, maybe about 10 days ago, or even earlier, very strong Polish grandmaster Bartel against Matthias Glubaum played this h4 move, bishop b7, h5. And here Matthias went f6, not the strongest move. Of course, the move does not lose the game, but not the strongest. According to engines, the best is to go h7, h6, or something like a5. I thought maybe by pushing h4 and h5, white is really threatening to go h6, but after h6, g6, black is having better position. Seems like you don't have enough forces, enough pieces to really create any threats. So here I don't recommend to follow what Matthias Grübaum played in this game. Usually, I recommend following Grübaum's games, but here in this position, he did not play the best move. You can go h6 or even a5, just useful move. Yes, now let's go back to knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, and here I analyzed a few moves, knight c3, knight g5, and d4. Let's start with this knight c3, recently became very popular. Of course, you can go bishop c5, you are getting symmetrical position, but my recommendation is to go knight takes c4. Bishop f7, we take king f7, knight d4, we go d5. Takes d5, bishop d5, queen d5, and now takes, and now bishop d6. Short castle, black is already having slightly preferable position. d4 is the main point, and here we don't go knight takes d4, we go e takes d. Knight takes d4 here in this position does not work because after short castle, black is having huge advantage. You are threatening some rook e8. Short castle ideas aren't working because of knight takes d4, queen d4, bishop takes h2. Two ideas are there. I think the main point behind this uh, idea, this move order, is to go bishop takes c6 and capture on d4 with the queen, because if you go short castle, bishop g5 here, I can go f6, bishop h4 and bishop g4, or even queen d7. Yes, knight d4 ideas aren't working, I will just capture and then bishop h2 is coming, rook e1, this is what engines are recommending. You go h6, and then you go a5 with the ideas to go rook a6 at some point. You can always consider going bishop b4. Instead of playing a5, some other moves are also there, like bishop d6 to b4. Yes, this is the point. Takes queen d4, short castle bishop e3 with the ideas to go long castle and hope at some point to trade the queens and maybe start exploiting these targets and weaknesses on queen side, a7, c7, c6, but it's not easy at all. Here, black is having more than 5, 6, 7 moves with the same evaluation, equality. Yes, let's also study d4, e takes d, and here e5 move. Short castle is well known. You just capture, and now you go d5, bishop takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c3, and here my recommendation is to go queen d7. Uh, yes, if knight takes e4, we go bishop e7, bishop g5, short castle, bishop e7, queen e7, knight d4, bishop d7. This is the game between Alexander Grishuk and Anton Guijarro David, Spanish Team Championship 2025. Yes, no doubts, players, and especially Alexander Grishuk, did not have any intention to play this game. He just wanted to make a draw, and of course, he easily drew the game with the white pieces. Black is okay. If rook takes e4, instead of capturing with the knight, you just go bishop e7, knight d4, and here you don't go short castle because after knight c6, black is losing a piece. Doesn't matter how do you capture, queen c6, rook e7, b takes c, queen d7, and then rook e7, queen d1, knight d1. So f5, important move, rook f4, you go short castle, takes, knight d5, bishop d6, black is more than okay. Yes, the old move is queen h5, knight e4, bishop e6, which is also working. Bishop g5, stopping long castle ideas. You go bishop d6, you threaten short castle, takes, bishop f4, threatening knight d4 and bishop d6. We go this. Yes, c3 is the best move because this is not really working. You can take, you go queen d5 back, and later on short castle. If need be, you can also castle long side. Yes, c3, many moves are there, including short castle. Yes, e5 here, d5 is the best move. You can also go knight e4, d5, of course it takes f, d takes c, bishop b5 here. Very recently, maybe a few days ago, Wesley So played against Nodirbek Abdusatorov and last round of Sinquefield Cup, and he managed to win with the white pieces. Very important game. And then he catched the leaders, Caruana and Ragnananda, and in the playoff, he scored the most uh, amount of points and won the Sinquefield Cup 2025. Yes, 97 very much possible move, but my recommendation is to go knight e4, knight takes d4. Another alternative for black is to go bishop c5, but you should be aware of bishop e3 move. Bishop d7, bishop takes, b takes c, short castle, bishop e7, f3 is more or less forced. Knight c5, f4, short castle. If white is playing slowly like bishop e3, you go f6. Yes. Black is slightly better already after f6, f5, we go rook e8. Yes, knight c3 is the best move because f6, we just go bishop f8, black is better. White does not have any attack. Long f file. Yes, knight c3 and we go knight e4. Knight takes e4, d takes c. And now knight b3 is the strongest continuation because if you try e6, f takes c, bishop c8, bishop e3, and here black is having many moves. I mentioned here two of them, bishop f6 or bishop g5. Knight b3, bishop f8, and here the best move is to play queen d4. I think maybe this bishop f4 move can be quite testing and challenging for black because the best move is to capture on f5, takes, and now bishop g5. d8 is hanging, bishop on f5 is under attack, but computers are giving g6, bishop d8, rook takes d8. and black does not have any problems. Even maybe black is slightly better. Rook e1, we go rook d5, and if rook d1, we are not trading the rooks, we go rook e8. Yes, queen d4, bishop c8. Another move is to go a5, with the idea is to go a4. Yes, bishop e3 is the best move because if queen captures the pawn, then queen d5, c takes d. Despite we aren't uh, having a pawn, uh, with the black pieces we are already better. Pawn on e5 is under attack, f5 as well. If you go bishop f4, then you are losing your pawn on f5. Bishop e3, a5. Yes, with the idea is to go a5, a4. If a4, stopping a4, then queen d5. If you go rook e1, then queen e7. Let's go back to knight g5 move. Yes, here d5, it takes d, and my recommendation is to go knight a5. Of course, knight d5 is well known that does not work. Knight takes f7, queen f3 check, knight c3, knight b4, protecting the knight on d5, short castle, and now d4, opening up the center. Yes, and we start some very concrete threats for opponent's king. Another move, another alternative is to go knight d4. And here my recommendation is to go c3, to play c3. d6 and so-called fried liver gambit. I don't recommend queen takes d6. And here after d3, white is still having slightly preferable position. Of course, not knight takes f7 because of queen c6. This is completely lost for white. Bishop is under attack, pawn on g2 is under attack. If you go knight takes h8, queen g2 is coming. Rook f1, queen e4, and bishop e2, knight f3 checkmate is following. Yes, here the best move is to go c3. h6 is possible move in this position. If b5, we aren't taking on d4, and now queen d5. It takes f, queen takes g5, short castle, bishop b7, threatening queen g2 checkmate. And black is having equality. So here the strongest move after b5 is to play bishop f1. Yes, knight takes d5. White is having different moves. One of them is c takes d, another is knight takes f7. So just please after knight d4, don't go for fried lever, d6, queen d6, and especially knight f7. You can go d3, you are having slightly preferable position. Don't take on f7 with the knight. Another move is b5. And here again, the best move is to go bishop f1, because if you take bishop b5, then queen d5 is coming. Our bishop on b5 is under attack, pawn on g2 is under attack, takes, queen f3, yes, e4, or queen takes f3. Black does not have much problems. Again, the strongest continuation is to go bishop f1. If queen takes d5, we can go knight c3. Our pawn on g2 is not under attack. Takes, bishop takes b5, bishop b7, this is possible line. White is having some advantage, but black is ahead in development, and game goes on. So knight a5 is the strongest continuation. Here bishop b5. I don't recommend this d3 move, because after h6, knight f3, e4, black is having better position. Bishop b5 is the strongest continuation. c6. If bishop d7, queen e2, I remember maybe about 2-3 years ago, I faced bishop d7 move against grandmaster from Greece, Dimitrios And the strongest reply after bishop d7 is to play queen e2, and game goes on. c6, the strongest continuation, d takes c, b takes c. And here bishop d3 is the strongest move, or queen f3. In this video, we aren't going to cover queen f3. Yes, bishop f1, h6, black is already better. Bishop a4 does not work because of h6, and now e4. This is already, after h6, black is already winning. Yes, knight e5, queen d4, double attack on a4 and d5. If you take with the knight, then queen a4. If you take with the bishop, at least takes, and then queen c5, trapping the knight on c6. Bishop e2 also does not secure any advantage for white. h6, and here, for example, if you go knight h3, black is having many moves. One of them is bishop d6. Computer already gives some slight advantage for black, and I guess very easy play for black, though they are pawn down. Yes, knight f3, e4, knight e5, bishop d6, d4, takes on d3, knight takes d3, short castle. Yes, once again, black is down a pawn, but black is much ahead in development. Yes, and computer says black is having equality. Bishop d3, and here the strongest continuation is to go knight d5. Just very recently, #1 Singaporean player Tin Yao, when he was playing Abu Dhabi Masters against Benny Eisenberg, he played knight g4. Yes, if you go knight h3, bishop d6, knight h3 is very much possible move. In this position, white is having two moves, knight e4 and knight h3. Yes, knight h3, bishop d6, game goes on, white is having slightly preferable position. Yes, knight e4, f5, and now bishop e2. f takes c, bishop takes g4, h5, again threatening f takes c, h3, f takes c, h takes g, and now bishop c5. Yes, very complicated double-edged position with mutual chances. If I'm not mistaken, Wesley So he's having a very good chessable course, which I very much recommend you. So Benny Eisenberg, when knight f3 and after f5, black is already much better, with the ideas to go e4, h3, and now knight takes f2, bishop c5, and e4. Yes, black is already close to winning. Yes, and eventually let's go to knight d5, knight f3, bishop d6. Yes, two moves are there, knight c3 and short castle. Very recently, a few days ago, Praggnanandhaa in his final round game against Wesley So, I apologize, round 8 against Wesley So, he played knight c3. f5 is the strongest, knight takes d5. No, I very much apologize. So Praggnanandhaa against Wesley, he played short castle, and Wesley went knight f4. Knight c3 is another alternative. f5, the strongest continuation, knight takes d5, c takes d, b4. If you go bishop b5, then bishop d7 takes, black does not have any problems. So despite they are pawn down, they are having very strong pawn center. b4 is the strongest move, knight c6, bishop b5, and here bishop b7. A few days ago, world chess champion, former world chess champion Ding Liren. In a rapid game against Lu Shanlei, he played bishop d7. And I checked after bishop b2, black is forced to go short castle. And we are getting the same positions. But white is also having some extra ideas. Lu Shanlei played short castle, and here e4 is the best move. And Ding played short castle, and now d4. e4, knight e5, and bishop e5 detects in knight b4, a4, and here the best move is to go a5. White is slightly better, but game goes on. But Ding Liren played rook e8, and after bishop a3, this is winning position for Lu Shanlei, and he won the game. So bishop b7, bishop b2, short castle, bishop takes, and now, yes, knight takes e5. If bishop takes e5, rook e8, d4, bishop b5, stopping short castle, c3, queen c7, threatening the pawn on c3, queen d2, a5, and black is already winning, king d2, a5, black is having very good compensation for the missing pawn or pawns. Yes, knight e5, rook e8. Yes, d4. If you go f4, then d4, short castle, bishop e5, takes rook, takes e5. Mendonca against Keimer, 2025, Beykanze Masters Group. Black does not have any problems. So after d4, bishop b5 is very interesting move I recommend. Bishop b4, c3, bishop d6, short castle, takes, rook, takes e5. White is having slightly preferable position because of the active bishop and because of the ideas bishop c1, bishop e3. Maybe bishop b5 is more interesting for black. Yes, and eventually let's check the game. Praggnanandhaa had a Praggnanandhaa had against Wesley So. Knight f4, knight c3, knight d3, c takes d, short castle. Here rook e1, rook e8. Praggnanandhaa played knight e4, bishop c7. Queen c2, c5, the strongest continuation. Queen takes, bishop a6. Rook e1, bishop takes d3. b3, rook e8. Bishop a3, bishop b6, and now takes, rook c8. I checked with the modern engines. All the moves are recommended by the engines. And here, after queen b4, knight c6, queen d6, knight d4, black does not have any problems, and very soon game ended in a draw. This is all, dear friends. Thank you very much, and sorry for some technical issues. Thank you very much, and I'm waiting for your comments. Thank you very much.